Stop looking for clothes to fix your confidence. It's cope. See, when I was skinny, I used to scroll on Pinterest for hours looking for the perfect fit, the perfect outfit. And I would try and reenact these outfits in real life. And it never worked. It never fit, right? But it's because I was focusing on the wrong thing, right? It's not the clothes that make the man. It's the man that makes the clothes. It's the physique that makes the clothes, right? Because the thing I was focusing on was I was looking for the right outfit, but I wasn't looking for the right physique, right? These days, everybody's trying to flex the Rolexes, all this designer stuff, Guess, True Religion, Armani, Polo, all these different brands, Jordan, Nike, all these different brands, right? Instead of investing in the physique, which is arguably more important. I don't care who you are. The guy in a plain white tee will mock the guy 10 times out of fucking 10. The guy wearing this fancy designer, Gucci, Guess, whatever the hell you want to dress him up as. The guy, I will say that, let me say it louder for y'all in the back. The guy in the plain white tee, plain black tee, will mock the guy 10 out of 10 times than the guy in a gold chain with a Guess or a Gucci t-shirt, whatever, and he has a dad bod. 10 times out of 10, he's getting mocked, right? The only time that women will probably choose the guy with the flashy peacocking outfit is because she's probably a gold digger, right? But most times out of not, the guy with the good physique wins every flipping time. He's getting the choosing signals. He's getting noticed, right? Not necessarily because like how his physique looks and it's impressive and stuff. I mean, that plays a part in it too, but it's about what it represents, right? It represents the discipline. It represents something that most guys don't have, right? Because anybody can rent out these things. Anybody can rent material items, but not many people will actually put in the work and put their bodies through hard things. Not many people can actually put the fork down and build a physique that commands attention, never bores the audience. That's what I'm always talking about. Recreate yourself. Recreate yourself into a character that commands attention, never bores the audience, right? Because the version of yourself that you are right now is invisible to the world. You need to recreate yourself and reemerge someone who commands attention and never bores the audience through your physique. And if you need help doing that, if you need help building a physique that commands attention, never bores the audience, hit the link in the description, book a one-on-one consultation, and I'll see if it makes sense to work together. A little shameless plug for those of you guys that need it. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't done that already. That's crazy work if you haven't subscribed yet. Get on the program. But like I was saying, your physique matters way more than your actual outfit. Your physique is the outfit in 2026. That's the new outfit. That's the new social currency, right? Because it's so rare. Look around you, right? Go to the malls, go to the supermarket. The average man isn't built like Henry Cavill, right? Get off social media, get off YouTube, get off Instagram, touch grass. You'll see that the average man isn't actually in shape like that, right? And that's why it's so rare. That's why it gives you celebrity status. That's why people notice you when you walk into rooms, because you're rare, right? You're not normal. You're not average, right? You stand out from the crowd because you've built something that most people don't have, right? My own personal journey and my experience, when I went from being a skinny guy, scrolling the Pinterest, trying out these outfits, like I was still invisible no matter how much money I would spend on all these clothes, no matter how much money I spend on the Jordans, no matter how much money I spend on designer things, trying to peacock, trying to flash, right? I'm still invisible. I'm still not even showing up on the leaderboard, right? It wasn't until I finally got on my fitness journey and I made that transformation from skinny to jacked was when I finally started to show up on the leaderboard. It was when I finally wasn't invisible anymore. It's when I was finally be able to be detectable, right? I was getting choosing signals. People will treat me like a celebrity. The woman will choose when you walk into a room. The guys will ask you, how did you do it? What's your workout routine, right? That's when I became undeniable. When I made that transformation from 160 pounds to 200 pounds, that's when I truly became a character that commands attention and never bores the audience. That's when I truly recreated myself. The only mistake that I made on that journey was I took the bulk way too far. I dirty bulked, right? And for years and years, right, I would never fully commit to a cut. I would never fully commit to, a calorie deficit. And through the years, right, I've always hovered in between that 15 to 18% body fat, right? Sometimes a little bit higher towards 18% body fat if it was winter and I was bulking again and stuff like that. But I never truly committed to a cut because I always had the subconscious fear of going back to being skinny, right? Because when you grow up skinny, you never want to go back to that shit, right? So when I was on the cut, when I would go on a cut, I would never fully commit to the cut. I would always end the cut early, right? It wasn't until I got injured up until recently. For those of you guys that follow me and know my story, I was injured last year. I tore my Achilles. It wasn't until then to where, I gained a bunch of weight from not being in the gym. Then I realized, okay, I need to really take this cut seriously. I really need to lock in and be on a calorie deficit. Now that I'm on a calorie deficit, right? The clothes fit on me way better than they did at 200 pounds, right? And they fit way better on me than they did at 160 pounds when I was a skinny twig, right? The clothes actually form a silhouette. And I brought it up in another video I made recently. I'll tag it up here somewhere so you guys can check it out, about this concept called silhouette maxing, right? Silhouette maxing is when you create a silhouette. When you master the V-taper and you get to a body fat percentage where you balance leanness and size, right? I'm still grinding to where I can get to that perfect 12 to 13% body fat. Right now, I'm somewhere under 18% body fat. I'm 189 pounds. I'm grinding to get down to 180 pounds, right? And once I reach that 180 pounds, that 180 pounds to 183, that's what I feel like I've finally mastered a nice balance between leanness and size, right? And when I have the V-taper, coupled with that as well, that's what I've created, a silhouette, that nice silhouette, that V-taper, where you wear tight t-shirts and you wear like a looser jean. You don't gotta be super baggy jean, but like a looser jean is where you create that silhouette effect, to where, here's the advantage of this. Because people, when they first see you, they're going to look at your upper body and the frame and the V-taper, because the shoulders are wide and the V goes inward and your arms are popping, right? You got your show muscles. People are going to pay attention to that. And because your jeans are baggier, most of the attention is drawn to your upper body because it stands out so much. That is the secret weapon, the points of leverage that you have when you silhouette max, right? That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I realized, right? And, shout out Austin Dunham. I think he posted it on his Instagram story, and I was watching his Instagram highlights, and he was talking about silhouette max. And that's where I actually got that term from, because he started experimenting with wearing like the baggier jeans, and then his top stands out because he's worked on, not saying, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't do leg day. That's not what this video is about. I'm just saying is when you wear a looser fitting jean like he did, right? And you wear a fitted top that shows off your physique, it draws attention to your upper body, and that's what's going to get you a lot of choosers. That's your points of leverage. That's what's going to get you that celebrity status. People are going to stare at you. They're going to see you as a guy that commands attention every boys the yards. They're going to see you as a guy that they respect, right? The women will choose. The guys will ask you, how did you do it, right? Like, this is the key in 2026. The key is not focusing on all these materialistic things, not focusing on like, so much your fashion. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fashion, I'm not saying fashion isn't important. Fashion is important. It makes you look better and stuff like that. But nothing beats physique. Physique is the foundation. For your fashion to work, you need a good physique, right? If you don't have a good physique and you only have the fashion, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because you're only half of the man that you could be, right? When you have the physique, when you have all the infinity stones, that's when you're Thanos. That's when you can snap your fingers, fuck up the game at that point, right? It's until you get on Bodygame. It's until you get lean, until you master that nice balance between leanness and size, to where you truly have an unfair advantage in 2026. In order to get that unfair advantage, you need to silhouette max, right? You need to get on Bodygame. You need to get lean. You need to master that balance between leanness and size for the outfit to actually work, right? So the moral of the story is your physique is the outfit, right? Not the other way around. It's not the clothes that make the man. It's the physique that makes the clothes. It's the man that you recreate yourself into through your physique that makes the outfit at the end of the day, right? And then if you need help implementing any of the things we just talked about in this video, right? Getting on Bodygame, getting lean, you're not really sure how to eat, you're not really sure how to train and all that stuff. And speaking in terms of like meal plan, I actually have a video that I posted recently, my exact meal plan on how I eat, how I ate to lose 16 pounds. And, because right now, like I mentioned before, I'm on a cut on my journey to 180 pounds. I literally have a video detailing my exact meal plan. I'm going to link it up here somewhere so you guys can see it and check it out. But if you need help with like meal plans and stuff like that, check out that video. You can implement some of the meals that I eat, so that helped me lose 16 pounds. If not, and you want an actual like custom workout plan, hit the link in the description, book a one-on-one consultation call. We'll come up with the strategy. Not only will I discuss like a custom meal plan for you, we'll also come up with, the training plan, mindset, all that type of stuff so that you can actually build a physique that commands attention and never bores the audience. So if that sounds like you, hit the link in the description. I'll be happy to be speaking with you soon. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. And remember, like I'm always saying, there's nothing landing about playing small. I'm gonna catch y'all boys. See ya.